there is Canelo Alvarez flaunting his earnings from the bet that he placed on Oleksandr Usyk for $500,000, 166,000 he won based on the fact that Usyk was the favorite anyway. But you know, if you got money like that, why not? I can understand, you know, gambling being it's very addictive. I get it. I mean, I've lost some. I stopped gambling 3 years ago for a reason, and I know a lot of people did not expect Usyk to do what he did to Daniel. You know, maybe picking away at the overall holes in Daniel's defense. Of, you know, eventually then he will, you know, succumb to the accumulation of shots. Not that big shot that he landed in the 5th round in the 2nd knockdown. So that was very, very impressive. But I think that, you know, gambling, though, it's called gambling for a reason, though. It is called gambling for a reason. And you imagine the thought process you have when you're gambling. That's why I stopped gambling. Because when you gamble on something, you have vested interest in it. You know, especially something that would require you, if you lost that money, you'll be in a pickle. You know, then you will become degenerate, you know, because you had no business gambling with something that you know you needed to, you know, use for something else. Right. And I think that overall, when Daniel found out that, you know, Canelo was betting against him, you know, I remember how mad he got. But, you know, now you got Canelo Alvarez. It's like, you know, I told you, this guy, this fucking guy, you know, he flattered Joshua about, you know, this is my baby. This, I know this, that he was going to he's going to kick his ass. He's going to kick his ass. So I know I know he was going to win. You know, and to keep it a buck with you guys, I was actually going to bet on Dubois because it was you know, the odds were against him, and you know, you would win a lot of money if you would have won. Then I thought about it. Why would you bet on somebody that quit the first time? And that's what made me kind of back up, like, nah, don't do that, dude. Do not do that. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that because, you know, and I'm glad I didn't. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, God, I'm glad I didn't bet on that because it's just, you know, again, it's a reminder of why you quit in the first place. But no, Canelo Alvarez is laughing all the way to the bank with his latest investment in gambling and betting on Oleksandr Usyk. But you guys tell me what you think of Canelo Alvarez winning $166,000 off a $500,000 bet on Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!